Hey everybody, it's Mystery Gummy, also known as Dan, or Danny, whatever you want to call me. So today I thought I'd tell you some ways I try to use to stay productive as an artist, and I figured it'd help you guys a bit, because I think everyone's always looking for ways to stay productive. So the first one is don't rush ideas. What I mean by that is don't rush things out like, I gotta make a project so people will see, so I can gain followers, blah, 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 If you do this, you can run the risk of finding out this project isn't fully thought out, or you don't actually like the concept that much. But you're panicked because you feel the need to get it out there, so you just kind of keep working on it, and then you end up abandoning it later anyway, and it's a whole disaster. Just, take your time and really think of something you enjoy and you get excited about. Otherwise, you can run the risk of getting people all hyped for a project that honestly you don't even want to do. So do your best to just think really hard about the things you think are really cool and exciting, and make sure you're really, really excited for this project. Number 2, work with others. Don't have an idea for what to draw next? Do an art trade. Collab with others. Make a small sequential comic with your best friend where they draw the first 3 pictures, then you draw what happens next. I've done that with my best friend before. It's really fun, If you stick with your own little noggin, it's hard to start sometimes, So having someone to bounce off of is great. Basically, it's all about trying to get outside your little box, because, sometimes it's really hard to just think of stuff on your own, and being able to look at someone and be like, well, what's your idea? And having to take what they've created and make something out of it kind of gets you out of your comfort zone and helps keep you just doing new things in general, if that makes sense. Number 3 is take in new media. I know I have a problem with this. I feel really guilty playing video games because I feel like I could be productive and like drawing and stuff. Here's the thing though. Taking in new media is a great way to give yourself new ideas, So games, movies, shows, all are a great way to spark new ideas. Like, have you ever been watching like an anime or something and been like, oh, I want to make something like that, and you start brainstorming? Do that, So, you just have to indulge in new media sometimes, and it can be really hard to think outside your box if you don't, because the best way to get new ideas is just taking in others' ideas sometimes, and not copying it, but kind of taking inspiration sometimes. Also, I find watching art YouTubers is inspiring. Seeing someone else draw and work on projects makes me want to draw and work on projects. Podcasts about art in general can also bring out some good ideas and be inspiring to hear other people's stories, Like, that's cool to know, that they struggled with this thing that I'm currently struggling with, and maybe I can also be a cool artist, all that jazz. So yeah, just take in new things, because otherwise it can be really hard to come up with new ideas. And now, number 4. This one's a personal favorite of mine. It doesn't apply to everyone, but it does apply to me a lot. 4. Stay away from instant gratification. On the same note of media, for some people, and I'm not saying everyone, but definitely for me, there's some media that is actually really bad for your art brain. For me, this is instant gratification content. Things like Vines, Reddit videos, TikTok compilations are all super fun, and I really, really enjoy them. But the content is very short. I'm not saying you can never watch a TikTok compilation again, but if it's basically your main source of entertainment, it can genuinely shorten your attention span and make it hard for you to just sit down and do something for a few hours, which art usually takes a few hours, That's how it was for me anyway. And when I cut that content out, I saw a genuine improvement in my ability to focus. I only watch that content with groups now for fun, like my roommates every once in a while, and it's really easy with videos like that to just watch another and another and another, because you don't really feel like they're done. You know what I mean? It just feels like you could just keep going forever, basically. But, and then your day is just gone because you've spent all day watching TikTok. At least that's me. I'm self-projecting. But, I don't know. There might be other people out there who struggle with this like I did. Just, man, genuinely, lower your amount of that you take in. Or only take it in after you've done what you've needed for the day. If that makes sense. Number 5, don't overload yourself with projects. Recently, I overloaded myself. I wanted to post 5 days a week on Instagram and do a comic page once a week and fill a sketchbook for a sketchbook tour in a few weeks and do a YouTube video once a week. And you know what I didn't realize? That's a lot. That's a lot. And I got so discouraged that I couldn't do everything that I didn't post on Instagram or work on art for a week. I posted on like Friday or something. And that's it. Anyway, what happened was I set myself up for failure, because I expected too much from myself. It's good to be ambitious and have goals, but don't set yourself up for disappointment. Take a step back, write all the things you want to do down on paper so you can visually see how much it is, and pick and choose what you want to do first. Projects can't always be saved for later, is the thing. So now my goal is to post about 3 times a week on Instagram, so my quality of work is higher. If I can do more, that's cool. In the next week or so, or 3 maybe, a week or 3, I want to finish this tiny little sketchbook I have that's about 60 pages, really small, and I will still be posting 1 video a week. This way, I can dedicate days to one thing. 1 day for going ham in the sketchbook, 1 day for making a video, and 3 days for each Instagram post. And it won't feel like I'm cramming everything together and rushing. Just be real with yourself and know how much you can do. Number 6. Don't draw to post, draw to draw. This can be a hard mindset because if you do social media and you're trying to grow, you are kind of drawing to post. The reason I say this is that it's really easy to fall into, okay, I gotta draw tomorrow's post, and once you finish it, your brain goes in, okay, we did what we were supposed to, this task is done, and your rockets on your art mode just kind of go out, and you go kind of sit on the couch, and you kind of hang out for a while, and you stop drawing, is what I'm saying. So, when you sit down to draw, don't think about posting. That way you can just get caught up in the fun of drawing and actually get more than one drawing done that day. Or you could also try having multiple sketches on one canvas, so once you finish one, you have one all ready and raring to go. That's something I'm going to try and start doing, because I think that'll really help. But yeah, make sure you're drawing for the fun of it. And I know it's a very hard mindset to get into if you do, in fact, want to post stuff, but just try and keep it in mind. Number 7, take breaks. Avoid burnout at all costs. Taking 1 day off to rest your mind is better than taking 2 weeks off because you forced yourself to draw. Sometimes you just can't do it all that day, and that's alright. Forcing yourself will just put out lackluster work, and it'll have no soul at all. As long as you're not taking 2-month breaks every 1 week of work, you're good. Okay, don't worry about it. Just know your limits so you don't end up taking a huge break that will in the end be worse for you than if you just took 1 day breaks, is what I'm saying. Number 8. Now, I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing this one, but God, take care of yourself, okay? This isn't all about art. The best way to be productive is for your body to be happy in general. So, this should go without saying, but, sleep, drink water, take a shower, all that jazz. And I understand depression and stuff. Work through that the best you can. Do what you can. I'm not saying you're a failure if you can't do everything all the time, but do your best, okay? Just working on 2 hours of sleep isn't good for anyone, and your work quality will suffer from it, as well as make you not want to work in general. Water is cool. I spent a majority of my life overeating and having huge headaches. Want to know why? Because my dumbass only drank like 2 to 4 cups of water like a day for years, and like every once in a while just chugging water. I just didn't ever measure how much water I took in, so I didn't realize, and it made me really it made it really hard to do shit, But water helps you wake up, and your body needs it. So yeah. Take a shower. It can help you wake up as well, and it kind of signifies the start of a day and helps you feel like, time to do this, especially in this quarantine. Hell, even if you are at home, put on some pants. I don't do that most of the time. I usually just wear pajama pants, but I've heard a lot of people say it helps them, be productive, is getting dressed in the morning, even if they're at home. Number 8, just start doodling. You don't have to have this big grand idea to go. Just warm up. The warm-up sketches are super important, is what I'm saying. Do some studies, fan art of your favorite show, I don't know, just start. Have a little warm-up doodle could end up being this really good idea, and you just vomited that right out of your brain. Good job. I'm proud of you. 10 out of 10. So just doodle, my man. 9. Try new things. Go outside your comfort zone. Usually digital artists, try traditional. Only do watercolor, try gouache. It's basically watercolor, but opaque. Maybe try crafting or pixel art. Stagnation really sucks, and your brain is just bored if it does the same thing all the time. And this doesn't apply to everyone. Some people will genuinely work with watercolor their entire life. But man, I'm not that type of person. I need to try new things all the time. And if you find yourself really bored with just drawing with the same material, switch up materials. Also, if you usually draw humans, try drawing animals. Realistic artists, try something toony. Mix it up, okay? It'll help kick your brain into creative mode. But if you sit there doing the same thing over and over, it can kind of knock, like, the creativity out of you, and it's hard to think outside the box then. By the way, if you want to try pixel art, you can get this program called Sprite for like super cheap. I mean, you can also just use MS Paint, but Sprite's like made for it, and also it has like one of the simplest like animation timelines I've ever seen, and it's the best. So I don't use it super often, but it's really fun to noodle around in every once in a while. Number 10, this is the final tip. Just practice. Sometimes we're unmotivated because we aren't happy with our art. I know we've all felt that before. We've been like, God, I suck. God, why is my art so bad? No matter your skill level, you just don't be afraid to do a few studies every now and then. This helps keep drawings fun and not frustrating because you're keeping up on your knowledge. I know personally, when I go a while without doing studies, my skills degenerate a bit, and it makes me want to not draw at all, because I'm like, God, it's just going to turn out bad. Just try a few figure studies or background studies as a warm-up to get yourself familiar and ready to draw, and then get into your drawing. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to encourage yourself and keep on putting in new knowledge in that noggin of yours, And I'm sure you'll be wanting to be productive again soon. And I made this video because last week, when I burnt myself out, I wasn't feeling very productive. So I wanted to see what I could do to help other people. And hopefully I did. I'm not sure, but I hope I did. And yeah, if you like this video, feel free to like or put a comment down below. I really appreciate any support. If you want to see my art, you can check out my Instagram. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Hope y'all have a good day. Be good in general. Bye.